Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's Kriti Gupta. We have to start with the biggest downside mover this morning, and that would be Tesla, as Elon Musk dips back into politics. Good morning, Kriti.
Good morning, Nathan. Yeah, Tesla shares not having it this morning, down about 6.6%. TSLA is your ticker, trading at about $294 a share. Now, this, of course, as you say, comes from its political move. We know we've seen this movie before, the idea that Elon Musk really pursuing anything outside of his own businesses, outside of his own empire, that brings about the concern of how much of his leadership and how much of his attention is really reserved for Tesla itself. This is a broader macro implication, given that Tesla shares make up about 6% of the S&P 500. Nevertheless, the idea of a new political party not getting a ton of support from Wall Street, there's a lot of concern here that's going to draw further backlash from Donald Trump, in addition to pulling focus from not only Tesla, but also their robo-taxi rollout. Nevertheless, Nathan, is your biggest downside mover this morning, your biggest volume mover, I should add as well, down about 6.6% and dropping as I speak. TSLA trading at about $294 a share. I should just mention very quickly that I did a quick check on the analyst recommendations for Tesla. There are still plenty of people forecasting a street high of as high as $500 a share. Our friend Dan Ives over at Wedbush still bullish on the stock, but keep an eye on that one. As I say, Tesla shares are taking a little bit of a beating this morning, as are a couple of other stocks, Nathan. This is a morning where a lot of the analyst community is starting to cut some of their calls here. CrowdStrike catching my attention. CRWD is the ticker. This is, of course, the major cybersecurity company, down about 1.5%, trading at about $506 a share. Looks like Piper Sandler is cutting their price target. They're saying there's limited upside for CrowdStrike Holdings, and they're also cutting the software company to a neutral from an overweight, saying it surpassed the investment bank's price target. There isn't much place to go from here. CRWD down about 1.5% this morning. Nathan, speaking of the government, at least that's where Tesla left us, I want to bring everyone's attention to Oracle this morning. ORCL down about 0.6%, trading at $235 a share. A double whammy for this stock, because we know Oracle is intertwined with the TikTok offering. A lot of the cloud and information that is stored from TikTok is stored on Oracle servers. So when there is TikTok news, always keep an eye on Oracle. So TikTok, the idea that Donald Trump is saying we pretty much have a deal, is of course weighing on those Oracle shares, as well as is some news out of the Wall Street Journal over the weekend. Headlines there saying that Oracle is giving the U.S. government a discount as much as 75% on cloud and on software. The street a little skeptical this morning, down about 0.6% on Oracle. ORCL is your ticker. Nathan, I should give a little positivity, I think. I think it's about time I do that.
Let's do it.
For you. Autodesk is your biggest upside mover this morning. ADSK is your ticker, higher by about 1% this morning, trading at $120 a share. It got an upgrade. It won an upgrade, I should say. D.A. Davidson upgrading the stock, saying that it is a buy on the growth trajectory. They're setting the price target to about $375 a share. Implies about an 18% increase from here, saying that there is substantial profit growth over the next few years, that efficiencies are all over this company, and that is a good thing. It's going to power the stock higher, and looks like Wall Street listening to D.A. Davidson this morning. Shares higher by about 1%. Ticker ADSK. So lots going on in the tech space, Nathan. Lots going on in government, and those are your movers this morning.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.